Virtual currency, loot boxes, gems, paid coins, mesos, riot points, paid carrots, mine coins, gold, microtransactions. You're probably familiar with these terms and currencies if you've ever played any online gacha or free-to-play video game that offers them. But where did this all start? Some would argue that arcade tokens were the first virtual currency. You paid real money to get a fake coin that let you play games at the arcade. But let's fast forward to the baby years of the internet. On September 9th, 1997, Yugioh Dreams of Divine Lands was one of the first games to have a free-to-play game that used premium currency to drive revenue. This was a time when the internet wasn't so easy to access, and internet service plans normally charged you for however long you were on the internet. Once America Online started to offer more flat-rate plans, people started to be online for much longer. No longer shackled by the minute-to-minute payment plans, people could play games endlessly. This meant online games like Yugioh couldn't handle the load, and the flood of new players cost them a pretty penny. The creator of the game, Matt Mahaley, had the bright idea to implement a premium currency. The game already had an in-game currency that you could only really earn through the game itself, so why not make a new one? One that was similar to the one in-game, but you could only get it through paying actual money, and the only way to get the special items in the game was to use that premium currency. This might not sound super new to you if you know how this works, but at the time it was, I don't want to say revolutionary, but maybe controversial. Fast forward 28 years, past loot boxes, in-game rewards, gems, whatever. And we now live in a world where everything is online. Games, videos, movies, everything lives very comfortably on our computers and phones. You can pull out your smartphone today and play a video game for free. They even offer you rewards to play their game. They're practically giving you money when you play these games, right? But what if the companies who offered these rewards could take them back? What if they made a mistake? Who's to blame? The ones taking advantage of the mistake? Do you deserve your in-game currency? Are companies allowed to own that currency? And can they take it back from you at any time? Well, that's what happened in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Online simulator, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. First, what happened? If you've never heard of Master Duel, it's Konami's official Yu-Gi-Oh! Simulator meant to mimic as best as possible the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game on PC. It's a gacha game where you spend gems to open packs and try and pull rare cards. Master Duel has an upcoming event called the Synchro Cup. And what Master Duel does to allow for a smoother process for these events is they'll preload the event into the game until the event starts, so you can look at it, see what's coming up, etc. And kind of, it's important for decks to see what ones you're going to build, prepare for. So it's nice. It's pretty simple. Lets people check out the event and build decks prior. On August 5th, 12 a.m. EST, players logged in and clicked on the Synchro Cup. They then tried to enter and check the event, build decks, etc. When they clicked it, the game crashed instead of letting you in. Then, through the magic of bugs in the code, you were 1,000 gems richer after logging in. That was odd, but maybe it was just a one-time thing. So, players, including one of my community members, tried again. Same thing. Game crashes, you log back in, boom. 2,000 gems in your gem bank account. So you're 1,000 gems richer. Rinse and repeat for infinite gems. There was no limit to the amount of gems you could have, barring the actual in-game ceiling limit. I think there's an actual limit to how many gems you can have at one time before they're put into these like gift boxes, but you spend them and then you do it again, right? So it's pretty much infinite. The game went down for an emergency maintenance as soon as the Master Duel developers realized the issue, which was about, I want to say around 10 to 20 minutes. A pretty fast response time. If any of the developers are in Japan, this happened around 1 p.m. their time, so at least they were online. But even 10 minutes was enough time for players to realize what was happening and make insane bank. After the maintenance period was over, players could no longer gain an infinite amount of gems. The issue was resolved, but the gems stuck to the account. So if you were an unsuspecting person who realized, whoa, I'm getting free gems right now, you might have spent them. Here's the kicker. Master Duel announced in an update that they had fixed the issue, but did not clarify what they would do about the players who had been able to get some extra gems from this exploit. Their exact words, which exist on the updates page, reads as follows. In Master Duel currently, once the policy or the handling of this matter has been finalized, we will provide an update through an official announcement. Due to this, many players just started spending the free gems they got with the understanding that Master Duel would probably try and claw them back, so why not spend them all? 2. Master Duel debt. Oh man, I already got student debt, dude. I don't gotta do Master Duel debt too. 23 hours later, after the first official announcement of the issue at 11 p.m. EST, Master Duel had announced in-game that they would be retrieving the free gems that were, in their words, mistakenly granted to users who accessed the Synchro Cup event screen where the bug happened. I'll read off my favorite part here of the update, which states, if the number of gems to be retrieved exceeds the user's current gem balance, the balance will be adjusted to a negative value. Even if your gem balance is negative, you can still purchase gems. However, until your balance becomes positive, you will not be able to use gems to obtain items in the shop. Incredible stuff, Master Duel. Incredible stuff, Konami. Just beautiful. A mistake you made is now costing players and putting the virtual Pinkertons at these players' doorstep. You know, this actually isn't the first time this has happened in a gacha game, believe it or not. 3. Let's do a brief history on gacha games and mistakes by developers. About 2 years ago, an NSFW game called Tai Manin on RPG Ecstasy. Yes, the name of the game has the word ecstasy, except it's replaced the CS with an X. Truly incredible minds at work here. A boob-first style gacha in what Kotaku describes in their article as horny sci-fi future, which I absolutely agree with, faced its first major crisis of gem debt. I won't go into all the specifics, so please feel free to read the Kotaku article in the description below if you want the full story. I'll be brief. There was a bug where players were getting an absurd amount of gems when leveling up in the game. This went unnoticed for 5 days before they patched it. They had a mobile release, and during that mobile release, the bug was occurring with pretty much the whole time until their PC release where they fixed everything. Much slower response time in comparison to Master Duel. They then did the exact same thing Master Duel did and retrieved the virtual currency, with some players amassing years worth of gem debt. Imagine having years of gem debt. I would just never play your game again. This became infamous with the game, some of the people describing it on social media as the worst move for any gacha ever. Many players rightfully laughed at the insanity of paying back a company for fake currency online. The game received a mass influx of review bombs, and their reputation was officially tarnished. Another instance of this was actually a One Piece mobile game called One Piece Treasure Cruise, where Redditor and many other players discussed how during a specific Veterans campaign, they were getting 30 gems over and over again when clicking their little, welcome email. Thanks for playing the game. Here's 30 gems. And then they checked their mail, and there it is again, and again, and again, and again. For reference, it takes about 50 gems to do the 10 plus pulls for this game. Just know that it's a lot of gems, and it allowed them to get pretty much anything they wanted. The One Piece Treasure Cruise team, of course, did similarly and rolled this back, taking back as much as they could, but notably, they did not put their players into gem debt, which is, in my opinion, the worst option. What? You're telling me this happened at Blizzard 2? Okay, why does that matter? Now? You mean like right now? Like 2 hours ago, right now? Are you serious? Okay, so apparently Hearthstone, an online card game, or colloquially known as a CCG or OCCG, an online-only collectible card game, a mistake occurred as well as of 2 hours ago from recording this. What's notable about Blizzard's mistake was that a $1 bundle was released into the store. This dollar bundle net you 5 packs and a legendary card, an incredible deal for players. To explain how much players would be saving, the regular price of packs in Hearthstone is $2.99 USD for 2 packs, with increasing minor discounts the more you buy. So think about that. $1, 5 packs, and a legendary card. I'm not even sure if you can dust those, but if you can, then it also allows you for crafting materials, etc. And I think they use a new currency called arcane orbs. So what did the players do? They bought it, obviously. Same stories before. Blizzard's now working to claw back some of the resources given out for free. Players can be put into dust debt, awesome stuff, but they're not refunding the people who bought the pack. So if you spent $50 to $100 or something, or God forbid more, they take your money and they take back everything that happened. They're only refunding the in-game currency known as arcane orbs. Amazing. I love freemium games. I love spending my cash on fake things that can explode on you at a moment's notice. My thoughts. So where does this put us? Obviously, this is terrible for the companies. They lose a lot of money. It can cause maybe smaller games to fail. But notice how every single company in these freemium markets, except Blizzard, who's offering compensation in terms of like a couple packs, which also feels like a slap in the face, so I don't even want to accept that, refuses to accept their mistake, honor the purchases, and move on. Understandably so. Their customer second, money first. They want cash. That's it. In my opinion, you've made the mistake. You should have to lie in the bed you made. You're a billion-dollar company. You make millions and millions off the back of people who want to play your game. Own up to it and respect the people who put cash into your game. There's plenty of real-world examples where this has occurred and companies have honored their price. We could talk about days about if companies should honor their these mistakes that lose them money. I don't care. These companies make millions and millions of dollars. They're gonna be fine. Maybe if this was like a mom and pop shop gacha. Awesome sentence I've just created. No. A classic example was Zappos. They had a pricing screw up with their sister company, 6pm.com, that cost them $1.6 million back in 2010. Lot of money back then. What happened was they had a pricing error where everything was capped at $49.95 USD, meaning you could purchase anything for that price, capped. So that expensive device, jacket, shirt, shoes, all of it capped $50. Well, the lucky people that Friday morning, 15 years ago, were able to purchase a ton of stuff. They lost a lot of money, but they said that they would take ownership of their mistake, and they fulfilled the orders. They pleased the customers who got a nice, sweet deal, and they earned the respect of the customers that they don't have who got a nice deal. While Master Duel is a pretty free-to-play friendly game, many gacha games want you to think like this. They gift you gems constantly, events to play, rewards to grind for. Sometimes I even feel myself that grinding for gems can feel like such a job. Oh man, I gotta make sure I take advantage of this gem event and then use that as my jumping off point, and maybe I'll spend some $5 because I don't have time, but I can do this. They want you to think this way. They just want you to continue playing their game. If you're playing the game, that is time that could be used to convince you to buy stuff on their game. I feel bad for the players who are now thousands of gems into debt. Unless you were able to accrue enough gems to spend immediately and use for your UR dust and create the right cards or whatever, your account now is defunct. There's a lot of really funny screenshots of people with negative 10,000 gems, which you've probably seen from the thumbnail. It is, while very funny, I feel bad for these accounts now. What do? You took advantage of a mistake. Great, you should. It's fake money. It's a fake currency. They fixed it, they apologized, and now you're in Master Duel debt. Why would you ever want to continue playing? Every single event going forward, you're just going to have to claw back all these resources. Who would do that? I would just give up. I'd be like, okay, it's over. No more. Luckily for Master Duel, they only had this issue for like 10 or 20 minutes, so I don't think this will impact the game long term. But it will be forever remembered as hilarious, very scummy from Master Duel and Konami, and a stain on this game. So that's that. I don't know. There's a longer conversation we can have. about mobile games and the era of the world we live in, where everything is becoming more online and electronic, and the things we own no longer are in our hands. And I don't know how to feel about it. I sure don't like it. There's a lot of controversy when it comes to even the games you buy on Steam, how annoying it is that you have to prove that you're online. On my Switch, it's such an annoying hassle that if I'm not online, sometimes it's like, well, are you online? You got to prove you're playing the game. So many things like this, and especially premium and freemium currencies, make me feel like we don't have anything anymore. These things are no longer things I can feel with my hands, and that gives the edge to these companies and allows them to puppeteer people with their wallets, and at a moment's notice it could be gone. That's it. Thanks for watching. If you like these styles of videos, consider subscribing, liking the video, and sharing it with a friend. This video was made possible due to my patrons, so I'd really appreciate it if you do subscribe. But if not, just watching the video is incredible. Sharing it with a friend, liking, subscribing, all very easy ways to get this video going. I've never done this before, so if you're here and still listening to me, thank you. You're amazing, and maybe I'll do more of these. We'll see you later. Bye. Bye. Goodbye.